What's going on? Welcome back to the MaxCoverage podcast featuring our boy Jason French. Please say the J is in
Please say
the
that, Jay.
building.
Yes, sir.
Back in the
Glad to be
building.
back.
But before we get into anything, man, we just want to, put our thoughts out there to everyone that happened. We don't want to talk about what happened. We know what happened, everybody. But we just want to give a
Very
moment of
sad.
silence. Yeah, very sad. I mean, it's nothing. This world's been crazy. But we just want to do a moment of silence real quick before we start our show for everyone that lost their lives in Texas. All right, y'all. Sorry to start it off on a sad note, but let's make it a little happy here. It's another episode of Max Coverage, but this is a special episode. Let me throw the shades on, baby, because I'm in vacation mode. You see the shirt. I got my little Hawaiian shirt and French and Kiefer. I can't forget this.
Oh, you need that.
Throw a little bit of sunblock on the
You
nose.
definitely need that.
And Banana Boat, you need to sponsor us by now. Look how wide I am, man. But gentlemen, how's it going? Thank you, French, for coming on the show.
Max Coverage, my number one sports source. Gotta be here sometimes.
Oh yeah. And we're doing it virtually now. A little easier for you to jump on the show. But you've seen the title, everybody. First of all, thank you for everyone that's coming in, joining in on our conversation. Kiefer, how do you like this virtually?
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. I actually do.
Yeah, we have something special for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We have some slides to throw up there for y'all today, but thank you for coming in, joining in. But let's start off right now. You see the title of the video. You know what's going on. We're going to talk about our early top 5 MVP candidates for next season. It's almost June now. Teams are getting into OTAs. They're ramping up the little practice, you know what I'm saying? So we're getting a little taste of football. So, guys, we're going to start with number 5. All right? We're going to go down. We're going to top 5. Who's your number 5 MVP candidate for this upcoming season?
For me, okay, this is kind of a dark horse pick, in my opinion, but I'm going Lamar Jackson because we've seen him do it before, okay? But now, the reason he's my dark horse is because, honestly, he doesn't really have that much around him, man. I mean, he's got 2 really good running backs that are coming off of year-long injuries, and he's got a former first-round pick in Rashad Bateman, who hasn't really proven that much, and then Mark Andrews. And outside of that, like, if you look at that starting depth chart on their offensive side, on the playmaker side, it's not that strong. But Lamar can do it himself because he's got those feet. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. What about you, French? What about you? Who you got number 5?
It was a toss-up, so I'm gonna go with Justin Herbert.
Nice.
I just think this year the O-line's better. I just feel like they're gonna have good energy this year for all the talent they got. I think Herbert, Mike Williams, deep threat, Keenan Williams, route running. I just think he can do something special. He got an arm, so that's number 5 for me.
Number 5? All right. Respectable, guys. Respectable. I want to throw a little bit of a curveball through to y'all, man. What about Derrick Henry, number 5? He dealt with the injury last year. This is a quarterback-driven award, of course.
Very, very.
But listen, I know Kiefer, before Derrick Henry went down last season, this man was on the path to record-breaking stats.
Yeah.
A fully healthy, motivated Derrick Henry next season, I feel like. He wants to get back to – he wants to prove everyone, listen, this foot injury wasn't as major as everyone's, comparing it to be. People are saying he might have a little knockoff on his game. I'm like, no. There's one running back in this league that is given that will just do whatever he wants. He's a freaking beast. He's King Henry. It's Derrick Henry, man. So number 5 for me, Derrick Henry. Of course, without A.J. Brown there now, they're going to have to rely more on Derrick Henry. So
I think that's a great dark horse.
That's a great dark horse. I mean, that's a good one. Yeah.
So number 4, Kiefer, who you got?
I got Kyler Murray, man. I mean, he was the favorite through the first
okay.
8 games of last year. He was the favorite to be the MVP. All he needs to do is just get that second half of the season figured out. If DeAndre Hopkins can stay healthy, and he's got Hollywood Brown, who I do think is a slight upgrade from Christian Kirk as your number 2. So I just think that Kyler Murray just needs to put an entire season together to be considered for an MVP.
Okay.
First, I want to shout out Grandizer. Shout out Dak Prescott. I feel like number 5.
Grandizer's in the chat.
There we go.
He's
Cowboys
saying number
Nation.
5 for him is Dak Prescott.
I respect that. Number 4 for me, I hate to say it, but I'll say Aaron Rodgers. I'm only saying Aaron Rodgers because he's in the conversation every year and he has won it,
back to back.
So I'll say Aaron Rodgers, even though he don't have a number one receiver. But he always finds a way to get it done. So that's the number 4 for me, sadly.
I respect that, French. Thank you, man. Hey, him going a 3-peat, him pulling a Jordan and doing a 3-peat, man. Woo! But number 4 for me.
Is that what we do for 3-peats now? MVPs?
I mean,
championships.
Wow. Wait. And don't ever
baby
compare
steps.
Jordan to
no. Listen, it's baby steps, Kiefer.
Okay.
First, we got a 3-peat, the MVP, and then we eventually will win the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. I see where your priorities are. MVP.
Listen, this isn't a bash Rodgers. So number 4 for me, I'm still in yours, Kiefer. Lamar Jackson. I'm with you. Even though he has less to work with, I think this is his contract year. He's still in negotiations, of course. Say he doesn't get paid, but he goes out there and pulls a Aaron Judge, French, and bets on himself and says, listen, I'm going to ball out, and y'all going to want to pay me whatever I ask. You know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming right now as we speak, which is like March or May 25th, right now, he is unsigned for the long-term extension. He's going to ball out this season and prove without Hollywood, I am deserving of a long-term big-time contract. Big time.
He better.
And Grandizer jumping in. Jonathan Taylor, number 4. Okay. I can respect that as well. He has a quarterback, Matt Ryan, of course.
He does, yeah.
Yeah. So I like that, Grandizer. All right, Kiefer, number 3. Who's on your list?
Justin Herbert, without a doubt. I wanted to put him higher. I really did. I just think that you look at how fast this guy's progressing. It's kind of like crazy how fast he's getting. I mean, I guess Mahomes was the same way, but a lot of the times people like it. I mean, has he peaked yet? I mean, how far can he go? How many touchdowns is this guy going to score in a season? He's got Mike Williams back. He's got Keenan Allen, as always. They did lose Jared Cook. But, I mean, dude, that offense is loaded. And now they have a defense that can compete too, because I do think that defense is going to be night and day different. So I just think that they're definitely making the playoffs this year. Herbert's going to put up mad numbers, and he's going to be in the conversation at the end of the next year.
I respect that. I like that.
What about you, French? What you work
with? Number three, I'm going with the Dak attack, the Dak
Prescott. Here we go. Here's the homer.
Prescott. I just think the doubters every year, people in this chat have said Carson Wentz is better. People that have said he don't get respect, but I feel like this year CeeDee Lamb will prove himself and Dak will just get it done with a new offensive line.
So you have no concerns about losing Amari Cooper?
I have no concerns about losing Amari Cooper. After I went and watched the tape and looked at the stats, since we've got him, it's been a decline. Don't get me wrong. I love Coop. But since we've got him, it's been a decline. I just think CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, the rookie we drafted, Jalen Tolbert, I just think Dak will be able to make it work with Zeke and them in the O-line, and we're just going to do better. So
are you feeling confident about the O-line?
I'm feeling confident about the O-line. I like Tyler Smith. I'm feeling confident.
Oh, okay. Tyler Smith was your number 1 guy in the draft?
He wasn't. I did not want him, but guess what?
Exactly.
We got him now, and there we go.
All right. You know what? I like, you got to throw the Cowboys in there somehow, some way. Always, man. Always.
We probably gained 5 extra views talking about them.
Cowboys Nation. That's what we do.
We should just have a segment every week for like Cowboys, just so we can get the viewers in.
They bring the views.
But my number 3, he didn't get the ring, but he almost did. Joe Burrow, number 3. Now, I'm a little worried because we've seen the Super Bowl, hangover from in the past, but I do think Joe Burrow is just flat out different. I think he's just that dude. He's a winner. And look at the weapons. We already know. We don't need to list them. Everybody knows who he's throwing to. Mixon came through last season, emerged as a pretty good running back that can actually catch the ball as well. And you have a better O-line. Let's just flat out say it. You got Lyell Collins. They address the O-line needs in offseason with the draft as well. I think this is going to be a cleaner year because he's going to be less on the ground and more through the air. As you know, he got sacked quite a bit last season, but I think this year he's going to get protected a lot better, and he's just that dude, bro. So I got Joe Burrow number 3.
Swag too.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think you wilding right there with that Burrow
wilding.
But
number 3,
we'll see. For my number 2,
those Cartier glasses, French.
What clean?
For my number 2, I had to go with Matt Stafford. It's a second year in this offense. I feel really confident that they're going to get Odell Beckham back in the middle of next year because that is the Rams, and they're going to stack that team to the ceiling. But, I mean, the NFC is so weak right now. Their division's still strong, but the NFC as a whole is so weak right now. And I think Matt Stafford showed a lot in his first year with the team. Now a second year with Sean McVay. And they're like best buddies, dude. Like, they were just hanging out together, like on vacation, them two and Peter Schrager, oddly enough.
Really?
That's
weird.
I was saying about it on Pat McAfee, but all three of them were just chilling, I guess. And they do that, like him and Matt do that regularly. I just think that the chemistry on that team is going to be so crazy. Like the way they've kept these superstars intact, it's unbelievable. And actually somebody spit a theory to me recently that the reason that the Rams can afford to get so many good players, especially you look at, they have like no fans. The reason they can afford to get so many good players is because they don't have to pay a scouting department. They don't fucking draft people. So
right, yeah,
that's a good point.
I saw a tweet. And I was like, that's good.
Hey, that's less need. And we were looking at what's the name, Cole Strange.
Oh man, what happened?
You're good. You're good. You're back. You're back. You back. You good?
Oh, I'm back. Yeah, my fault. I don't know what happened.
All right. Yeah, I'm saying like they were scouting out Cole Strange at 107, and then the Patriots got him. That was hilarious, man. Who's your number 2? French.
I'm gonna go with Patrick Mahomes.
Wow.
He would have been number 1, but they don't have Tyreek. But we can't deny that Pat can do whatever
he can whatever he wants. Yeah.
Whatever he
wants.
Magic man. I mean, he's a magic man. Those sidearm. I mean, he's always gonna be in the conversation, top 3 in my opinion. So, shout out Pat. That's my number 2, Pat Mahomes.
All right, I respect that. A little sneak peek. Pat didn't make my top 5. Just saying. But number 2 for me, the GOAT, Tom Brady. Now, I'm tired of this guy. If you are a fan of the show, Kiefer and I are refusing to just talk about him, but he always just creeps in somewhere. Okay? Tom Brady is my number 2 MVP candidate for this upcoming season because, he retired. We all thought he was done. Kiefer had a party. Yeah, it was fun. It was great. But he comes back, and I feel like now with Russell Gage included into the mix, you just signed Chris Godwin long term. You still have Mike Evans, of course. Gronk is up in the air. We don't know. Is he going to retire? Is he going to not? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It's not retiring, dude. They were just hanging out like yesterday.
Exactly. Exactly. So I feel like with all those weapons surrounding him, Fournette just re-signed. He's going to say, listen, I can still do this at age 44. and I'm going to win MVP. Now, some people say he should have won MVP a couple years ago. We know who won. Don't need to say it. Aaron Rodgers. But I just feel like this year is leaning towards Tom Brady's turn to win MVP. It's been a while since he's won MVP. So for me, it's Tom Brady.
I mean, bro, it's been a while. It's been like, what, 4 years? 5 years?
It's been that's a while for Tom Brady because
he's like Tom Brady.
He's like the LeBron effect. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, you're right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? He's like that.
It's just funny to hear that said. It's been a while since Tom Brady won MVP. It's like, dude, what do you mean? Hardly anybody wins MVP. One a year. But
and you're number one, Kiefer. Who's gonna take home
my my MVP lock? And let me give you a hint. All right, you might call me a crazy man. People are going to hate my take here. People are going to hate my take here because you know why? I don't have Tom Brady in my top 5. I don't have Pat Mahomes in my top 5. And I don't have Aaron Rodgers in my top 5. So my number 1
put that shit down
is got to be Josh Allen. Josh Allen is that man. Josh Allen is overdue for an MVP. This is the best team he's had since he's been there, I think. And you look at the Patriots. He plays the Patriots and the Jets twice a year. I mean, that's as favorable as it's going to get in the AFC right now with how competitive it is. So I just think that Josh Allen is going to tear it up this year. He's not going to have one bad game. And if there was anybody that I was going to pick to go undefeated, which I'm not picking anybody because especially in the AFC, well, specifically in the AFC, but if I was gonna, it would be the Bills and Josh Allen. So that's my lock.
Interesting. French, are you gonna piggyback off that or you got someone different?
Mine is Josh Allen as well.
Oh, okay.
Me and Max have been on Josh Allen since he came out of
Day one.
Somebody outed him by the name of Keith.
Yeah.
But I can admit when I'm wrong, and that's why he's my number 1 right now.
Max
Where are you at? You're right there.
Josh Allen was going to be
a bust. That's what he said.
The bust. We said he was going to be a beast from the get-go. And look at him. I just think Josh
you know who else you said is going to be a beast, French?
Uh-oh.
Clutch Mitch.
Oh,
Clutch Mitch. He has a job, by the way.
Don't.
Steelers. But I got Josh Allen. I think just like Pat, he can do what he wants to do in that field. I mean, they lost Cole Beasley. They could bring him back still, but Stephon Diggs is a monster, and the O-line is going to continue to get better, and Josh Allen will just throw who he wants to, when he wants to, pinpoint it. Josh Allen, he definitely is my number 1 lock for MVP.
Now I'm gonna blow y'all's mind. Josh Allen ain't top 5 for me.
What?
Josh Allen ain't top 5 for me. You know who number 1 is? Justin Herbert.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
Not Aaron Rodgers. I know you thought I was going to say Aaron Rodgers.
I thought you were going to say Aaron Rodgers.
There's no way. Okay, listen. There's no way he's winning 3 in a row. There's no way.
Especially with the weapons he has. That's why I doubt him a lot because, I can't think of a dominant Rodgers year where he didn't have weapons.
Yeah, well, this is – now, what if he goes out and throws 38 touchdowns to 4 interceptions with this group?
I mean, yeah, then that would be like a lock type shit because I do not see them doing that. I think you guys are going to lean on the run a lot more this year than you have.
So that's why I didn't even put Rodgers in my top 5. That's just what kind of fan I am. I'm a realistic fan. I'm not biased here, guys. So if you're new to the stream, hit that sub button. But I say number 1, Herbert, because listen, it's time. We saw Joe Burrow last year. You know what I'm saying? I think this year with that team, I'm taking them right now as the representatives of the AFC.
Let me write that
for
down.
the Super Bowl. You can book it right now. May 25th, Chargers to the Super Bowl because Justin Herbert and that defense, I can't poo-poo on that defense at all, but Justin Herbert is going to lead this team to the promised land. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl, but they're going to get there. Okay? So, Kiefer already said it. Look at the weapons. Keenan Allen, Eckler, Mike Williams is back on a long-term deal. I mean,
Very underrated.
You have everything you need, and you just boosted up that defense. And of course, you know the voters are going to always pick on the teams that are going to like do well.
Yeah.
Number one for the MVP, you have to have a great team, and they have to be successful. I think the boxes will be checked off for Justin Herbert as the MVP. And you know what? I'm gonna make a freaking features bet, and I'm gonna put some money down on Justin Herbert to win MVP this year. I'm gonna put my money where my money where my mouth is. Okay, because I feel like if you put a bet in right now for Justin Herbert MVP, you're gonna win some money.
Okay.
And look at that, my boy Grandizer over here. Look at that, Herbert MVP.
I mean, I respect it. I mean,
it's a solid pick.
Solid pick.
I just think he's so young, man. Like, and I know we've seen it. It's been like a consistent thing. Like Lamar already got one, and Pat Mahomes already got one. But I feel like that's not common. Like for people to win it that young, you normally need a little more time. But yeah, he definitely has a chance, dude. I mean,
he could throw that thing too. He got a pretty ball too when he throws it.
It's I think it's mostly going to be on Brandon Staley. Can you fucking call a game correctly? Because if it wasn't for you, Brandon, they would have been in the playoffs, and who knows what would have happened.
Who's our offensive coordinator? Because he's defensive oriented, right, Staley?
Yeah, he's a defensive guy.
He was a Rams DC.
Okay.
Yeah, but what do you guys think? Comment your top 5 candidates for MVP next season. We're gonna move on to another topic here. Is the NFL going to get rid of the Pro Bowl guys now? All the reports came out and said like they're looking into it. They're trying to adjust what to do. They said that we even might throw this shit out the window. I don't like the Pro Bowl personally. I like respect a little bit. Now I feel like the respect thing went down a lot from past years. You know what I'm saying? When you made the Pro Bowl, it was a big thing. But now players sit and now there's replacements, all this stuff. So it's not really
alternates.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can get in as an alternate because players have an injury. You know what I'm saying? So what do you guys think? What should they do with the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, for me, I think I've thought about this a good bit because honestly, let me start by saying it's not the NFL's fault that the Pro Bowl has not worked out, okay? Because they have tried. They've tried so many different things. They tried getting the legends to draft the teams. They started doing the charity incentives, like the interception incentives, like all these performance incentives to try to get you to perform. But what that turned into was people letting people do things like intentionally throwing interception, just racking up the numbers, which makes sense from a player's perspective. I am in the boat that they need to just throw the shit away because it doesn't work. This is what I think that they should do. We need to move to a better system that is solely in place to give you accolades for the Hall of Fame. So this would be my idea. All right. So you still get Pro Bowlers. Like Pro Bowlers are still a thing. But the difference is that now it's like, okay, you got first team All-Pro, second team All-Pro, and then first team Pro Bowl, second team Pro Bowl. So you're getting 4 guys at recognition at their position, at each position. I just think that would be a good way to do it. It's essentially letting you see, okay, this guy fell number 1 at his position this year. This guy fell number 2 at this position this year. And I would take away fan voting altogether because that literally just ruins the Pro Bowl. Like we saw it last year. DeAndre Campbell is first team All-Pro. He doesn't make the Pro Bowl. That doesn't make any sense. So what they need to do is turn this to a Hall of Fame system where they have the Hall of Fame voters voting first team. Like you have your first team All-Pros, you vote for that. Boom, first place is in. Second team All-Pros, boom, that's in. Third, you know what I'm saying? And then it's a vote based off of the trusted Hall of Fame committee, who we've seen them be wrong before, but I feel like you have to. This is the fairest way to do it, in my opinion, is to take it that way.
Okay.
What about you, French?
I think they should just get rid of it. To be honest, it's not the same no more. Like Sean Taylor and them, it's just not the same. But in fairness, I will say though, when it comes to the Hall of Fame, I feel like they always mention how many Pro Bowls you went to and the accolades and this and that. So I think it matters a little bit for the Hall of Fame. I just don't think the players care about it at all. So I just think there's no purpose for it unless you want to keep doing the skills events. There's no purpose for the Pro Bowl. I mean,
Yeah.
there's alternates. Unless you just
Actually, you did bring up a good point with that skills thing. Do you like watching the skills competition?
I liked it because I seen how fast Diggs could really be. But he was
Oh,
faster
my
than
God.
Tyreek, but Tyreek did take a step back, but he did beat Tyreek. I like it because it's funny. You get to see the players
Personalities.
personnel. Like I didn't know Mac Jones would be doing the gritty at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny. That was a highlight of it.
And
That was a
I just
highlight
think
of
you
it.
bring up a good point because I actually didn't think about that. And I do actually love the skills competition. So honestly, maybe even like you get rid of the Pro Bowl and then instead like everybody voted all pro and Pro Bowl, like it's a vacation to Hawaii instead. And we do this skills competition and we spend like a week and you guys do like an hour and a half of media time to help us make up for the money and boom.
Yeah, like I think maybe just have like a weekend of it, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like the NBA. You know, instead of like playing I know the NBA still plays the game, of course, but like instead of like playing the game, just like have a whole weekend of like just random events, like, you know, just skills positions, just like you said. Because if you think about the Pro Bowl, people have been out sitting on their ass for about a month because, you know, it's a week before the Super Bowl. So all the eliminated players and teams that get it selected to the Pro Bowl, they have to wait about a month to pick up a ball and start playing again. And that's why a lot of these players have, you know, talked about it. It's not the same for them because like they had all this rest and now you want us to go out there and play a fucking physical football game. It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm with y'all. I don't enjoy it. I'm going to be the first one to say I don't watch the Pro Bowl. And I love football. I love the NFL.
Yeah.
I always watch it and then I turn it off.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's worse than the USFL. I mean, it's terrible. Like I remember last season, the Pro Bowl, Kyler Murray threw like 3 pick sixes. It seemed like. I mean, this dude wasn't even caring out there. I hope he didn't care because he looked god awful in the Pro Bowl. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then all these players were out there tweeting about it, like, hey, like you can't expect us to go out there and like really show you what we got after a month off of nothing because we were eliminated from the playoffs. So I'm with you. I think they should just have like a weekend to like just showcase their skills, have fun, make it watchable, and then you know what I'm saying, like the alternate things, people getting injured, they don't want to show up and play in the Pro Bowl. It waters it down and it's very bad. Like you said, French. The last time it was really good was when Sean Taylor was out there busting some heads. Like he didn't give a fuck. He was out there just, you know what I'm saying?
But I was thinking, do you think it might affect? You think it'll affect contracts, Izzy? I know players probably have in there since some, you know, make the Pro Bowl as far as like contract incentives. So I wonder if they get rid of it. Will that make like owners and GMs, you know, probably a little bit more happier because they ain't gotta, you know,
maybe, but I still feel like they'll do something to acknowledge it, and they'll just like transfer the language.
Okay. Yeah, probably.
But I don't know. I mean, it's all speculation, really.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I want to throw this little picture up for everybody to see because Kiefer brought this to us. Peter King's power rankings. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it. Sorry if you're on Apple Podcasts and all that. But this is his power rankings. Now, Peter King, you know, he's a respectable voice in the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But look at this list. Just look at it. There's some questionable teams where they should be. Now,
there is.
What's your thoughts? Like, who's like the biggest?
Yeah, so the one that just like there's two actually specifically that I'm like, what the hell are you looking at, bro? He's got the Detroit Lions at 20. All right. Look at the names under the Detroit Lions. You got the Colts under there. You got the Arizona Cardinals at 22. The Lions and the Cardinals are the ones where I'm like, bro, what are you even thinking right now? What kind of justification? And honestly, Seattle at 25? Really? Really? No, I just think some of these are ridiculous, man. And I hate power rankings in general, honestly.
Me too.
But like some of this is just
Now I'm looking at
asinine.
this.
Like,
This
what
is
are you
big.
talking about?
I'm not putting the Saints at 11. I'm sorry. I'm not putting the Saints at 11.
I'm not putting the Saints at 11 either. And even the Eagles, I've been high on the Eagles,
but
Eagles 9, like
no.
I'm not putting them in the top 10, bro. That's too high.
I wish we top 10 though. I'm just saying though in this power ranking.
Man, you put the bias aside for a second here.
Face size should be top 10.
All right, who should they replace then? Who should they replace?
The Eagles. And
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
I don't know about
I don't know anymore.
You know what? I'm putting them over the Ravens. I mean, I'm putting in they're in the top 10. I mean,
what about that defense? So the Ravens defense is pretty stacked. And you still got Lamar Jackson. So I mean, regardless, they're gonna be good.
True. But this list, like I can't believe the Lions are ranked 20 over.
Yeah, that's just insane to me, man. Insane to me. I do think they got the bottom 2. I feel like, okay, that's probably right.
The bottom 2.
I mean, I'm not gonna be like I would have put them a little higher. I definitely would have put them over the Bears, and I'd have the Commanders lower and the Seahawks lower too. So like to me, Seahawks should be down there with those bottom 2. Like those 3 would be my bottom 3 for sure. But yeah, I saw this list and I couldn't help but talk about it because and I feel like a hypocrite because it's like I've never made power rankings before and I don't even normally look at power rankings. Pat McAfee brought this up on his show and I was like, dude, this list is awful.
Yeah, no, it's very bad. I don't think now French, I will agree with this. I think the Cowboys should be in front of the Titans. I will say that because I mean, with AJ Brown leaving, I feel like that's just a huge hit for them because teams are gonna, play call against the run, and they're gonna force Tannehill to throw the football, and it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a very big problem. Now the Saints at 11. People can say that's kind of high because you have Jameis Winston as your quarterback, but I think that team is just solid all around.
It's solid. I'm putting the Raiders over them. I mean, I'm putting the Raiders over the Saints.
There's a couple of teams.
King is
tripping.
I just wanted to point it out to people. So.
Yeah, he's tripping hard.
I hope this is it says Sunday Night Football rank. Maybe I don't know what he's doing.
He's NBC. He's on NBC.
I was about to say because that list is wow.
Yeah, crazy. Now, guys, we already know about this guy. He's a piece of shit. I'm gonna say it straight up. We're talking about Daniel Snyder. If you're not watching on YouTube, Daniel Snyder is a bad person. What I'm saying? Just in general. So now we have some rumors going around that he could possibly get voted out as the owner of the Washington Commanders. One owner has said, I quote, "We are counting votes." And then another owner, I quote, has said, "For the first time, there's been chatter about him, getting out of here. You need 24 votes to get an owner out." You know what I'm saying? Now, Roger Goodell has made a statement stating that, quote, "I'm not aware of any of all that or of any of this. Let's wait and get the facts." That's what Roger Goodell says. Roger, what the hell do you mean? Like, I know he has heard the chatter. I know he has heard the outside noise. Like, come on, don't play dumb.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Kiefer and I have already expressed our feelings about Daniel Snyder, but French, as a fan of the Cowboys, they're in your division. I want your opinion on him. Like, is it time?
I think it's time for him to go. And I'm glad because I remember before they were talking about suspension, but now they're saying, they're going to try to vote him out. I think it's time for him to go. I mean, it's too much stuff. I mean, how many times is Daniel Snyder going to be in the news?
Yeah.
How many times? I feel like how many years is it going to be from the female situation, the email? It's just too much. It's time to, to start new.
To be honest with you guys, They should have kicked his ass out after they saw the status of that stadium. They should have been like, dude, this is a disgrace to our league. You don't even respect your own shit. Get out of here.
Very true.
This is so overdue. I don't even have anything else to say about it. This guy should have been gone years ago.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I mean, we really don't have to say much. We all know what Daniel Snyder, if you're a fan of the NFL, he's just a piece of shit who should not own the NFL. And he's stealing money. Come on, man.
If he does get out, I do know there'll be a lot of people trying to buy that team.
Oh yeah, for sure, and I hope so. You know what? I'm not a fan of the Commanders, of course, but I want that to happen. Like just for the fan base, like they deserve better than what they have been. You know,
I can see the best rapper alive trying Jay-Z.
That's Drake, but all right.
Jay-Z.
Now this looks a little funky, Kiefer. This is from Kiefer, so I'm gonna push it to you.
Yeah,
talk to him about this.
Tyreek Hill, man, he got in an interview, and people have been given to a bunch of shit about how his football looks when he throws it, and the Miami Dolphins social media team gave him no favors because they put that video out, and it's like the ball wobbling in the air.
Yeah.
And I'll say this about the video. Like, first of all, they're in practice. Okay. He could be trying something new. All right. That's when you try new shit, is in practice. And I think this was a move where Tyreek Hill felt the need to stand up for his quarterback a little bit. So he decided he'd tell the world that Tua has the prettiest balls he's ever seen. I mean, they're easy to grab. And midway through this question, he realizes what he sounds like, and he says, "I'm gonna just stop because this is weird. He realizes this is getting weird because I did not think about my choice of words." But the main thing to take away from here, guys, is that Tyreek Hill is crazy about Tua's balls.
Yeah, I saw the video of them in practice, and it was funny because the Dolphins were trying to go out there and like rave about, oh, look at Tua, look at this matchup, like Tyreek Hill and Tua, and then it was an underthrown ball. It was, Hill had to turn his whole body like this. And granted, guys, there's nobody covering him. It's like literally just them two out there playing.
But he's practicing the rollout, though. That's what I mean. Like he's practicing. Like it's not like he could obviously hit him standing. He's just practicing. Like that's what you do.
I know. I'm just saying, like that was not the right throw to go out there on like social media and be like, "Yo, check this out, man."
No, dude, there was some dickhead that got the video and he said, "Damn, I made a really good video right here. The ball don't look great, but the video quality is great, and I gotta post this because I gotta get my shit out there."
Yeah, no, it was.
That's what happened.
It was.
Tyreek's funny though. Like a video I seen with Tua got a big dog. I don't know if y'all saw that video.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
Tua got a big. I don't know what kind of dog it is, but Tyreek was like, "Get that dog away from me."
Oh hell yeah, that shit is like a Great Dane.
I think it was a Great Dane or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, Tyreek.
Yeah. Funny. So here's a question for y'all.
Ooh.
This is from Kiefer. This is another Kiefer topic right here. What's better to have, an elite wide receiver or elite tight end? And now, in Kiefer's terms, elite means top 3.
I just wanted to put a number on it so that.
Yeah.
So you mean what's better to have like
on your team? Like you have a team, you can pick like all the wide receivers, all the tight ends are on the board. Like, what would you rather have?
That's a good question. That's a real good question. Because an elite tight end can block and catch and go downfield and do it all. And an elite receiver can do it all as well, getting downfield as well. I'm gonna go with tight end. Tight end. I just feel like having an elite tight end that can block, catch, pass, get in the backfield, can just do miraculous things for your quarterback, your offensive line, your running game. It can just make the whole offense flow in a different manner, whether you want to pass it to him, have him block for your running back. I mean, so yeah, I'm gonna pick tight end for that one. That was a good question. That's a real good question, though. That's tough.
What about you,
That is
Max?
tough. I don't know. That is tough, man. I feel like tight end because you know why? It's harder to find an elite tight end compared to a wide receiver.
That's true.
And you know what I'm saying? We see it in the league now. When you talk about elite tight ends, who do you think about? Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, and George Kittle. That's it.
And Waller. Throw Waller in
And
there.
Waller, of course. Yeah, okay. Well, you say top 3, and that's my top 3. But yeah, so yeah, and Waller, you can throw Waller in, but that's it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's good tight ends. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
there's
I mean,
good tight ends.
Good and
now let's say elite wide receiver. The list can go on. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I feel like that's just how you compare the two. It's a diamond in the rough compared to someone that we can find him like Tyreek Hill. He was a 5th rounder, wasn't he?
Yeah. Hey, but to be fair, most of the really good tight ends were late round picks too. Like none of them
that's
were
a diamond in the rough though.
Yeah.
The diamond in the rough is like, 5th round tight end. That doesn't really happen much when they emerge as a freaking
Kittle was
superstar.
5th round tight end.
Was he?
5th or 6th? He was very late round. And Waller was too. That's what I'm saying. Like the tight ends have been a lot more random because like with the receivers, like normally they do come in the front ends of the draft. You see it happen with the back ends of the draft, but the tight ends have just been completely random. Like Gronk was 2nd. Yeah.
The one thing I will say though, it sucks for the tight ends though because they don't get paid as much. So like regardless how good you are, like, if I have Travis Kelce on my team, I'm paying this man like a receiver. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Right. And George Kittle, because the way George Kittle blocks now, I will say like Kittle's a way better blocker than Kelce is. But
Kelce good too.
Yeah, I'm saying he's not bad, but
Kittle's the best.
Kittle is superior. Yeah. But like you're under that tight end bracket, so you have your own little, range of how you get paid. I think those guys should be getting paid as much as the receivers do, but they're not because they play tight end. Like teams.
That is such a great point. I'm mad you made it because it was the one thing that you guys were missing on. I'm obviously picking tight end too. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a little bit of a trick question because I mean, like we hit on all this stuff. I was going to bring that up. Like, dude, Kelce is so much cheaper. Like he's the number, I guess like I would say Kelce's the number 1 tight end if I was putting it on a person, and he is so much cheaper than the number 1 wide receiver. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah. And I think all 3 of us can agree on you pay Travis Kelce.
Oh, definitely.
If he or George, like the guys that we're bringing up, you pay these guys as they should. They're freaking all-star athletes, man. Like I don't care what position and now Mike Gesicki is coming.
He's coming out with him though. Doesn't Gesicki line up in the slot more than tight end?
Yes,
he's not a tight end. Basically, he's a Jimmy Graham. He's a Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, and actually, shout out to Jimmy Graham because he has been screaming this for years now.
Yes.
Back then, like when Jimmy Graham
was the first one to file a grievance about the tag and trying to be tagged as a receiver instead of a tight end.
Yeah, so back then we were like, man, this dude's tripping. But now, as like I think all of us are more advocate to watching football. Like, back then we were, we're watching, but like we are watching now.
Yep.
Now we understand why Jimmy Graham was so freaking pissed off about that whole thing. Yep. But that was a great question, Kiefer. So we all agree finally. We all agree.
Rarely does that happen, but here we are.
We never have to swing in Max, so that's just
exactly. So Bill Belichick responds on who will be calling plays on offense. Kiefer, won't you tell the people what he said?
Yeah, so when they asked him, he said, what plays are we calling? We calling minicamp plays? Is that what we're talking about here? He didn't give an answer. He said everybody's job is going to change from like now to whenever. To be honest with you, man, I mean, obviously you expect this kind of answer from Bill Belichick, okay?
But
they did have one of the reporters say that was at the minicamp that Bill Belichick actually was the one calling the plays. Like when they like the whatever plays they were running. Obviously, they're mini camp runs, so it's like, you know, half speed, no pads, all that shit. But they said Belichick was the one that was like deciding what they were running.
Okay.
I've actually heard a pretty interesting theory, and I could see it. So one person, I don't know who it was somebody on ESPN, some former Patriot, but I don't remember who, maybe Ninkovich. But they said that they think what the Patriots are going to do, and this is total speculation, but they were saying they think that they're going to rotate the play caller position, like the rotate the who's going to be the play caller. And I kind of think that that's an interesting point because this is the first time in a very long time that Bill Belichick is doing this shit without Josh McDaniels. And the second time Josh McDaniels got to New England, he took on a lot in the workload. Like he basically was in charge of that entire fucking offense and Bill didn't like do anything with it. And he was learning how to be a GM and do all this other shit that Bill was showing him. I just think that Bill Belichick understands. He's a great coach. He understands that he does not have anybody on the staff that is a proven offensive play caller. And I think that he is going to be willing to experiment with it this year. Hey, let's give it to Joe Judge. Let's see how the offense does this week. Okay, next week we're giving it to Matt Patricia. Let's see how the offense does that week. And also, I think that it gives you kind of a different element from the standpoint of like, you really don't know what these guys are going to call. They're not going to get in any kind of tendency because it's going to be different people. So I think that's an interesting suggestion that could maybe be a possibility. And he said maybe Hoyer would be involved in it too, because he thinks Hoyer is going to be like a future Patriots coach, because like they do that a lot, like Gerard Mayo and everybody. So, but I was like, that's not the craziest thing. I mean, he's a seasoned vet. Like he's just as qualified to call plays as anybody else on that staff. So
now my rebuttal for that is like, do you think it's hard for Mac Jones to like adjust to that though? Like you're a second year quarterback and all these people are like in your ear. One week it's Joe Judge, 1 week it's Bill Belichick, 1 week it's Matt Patricia. You know what I'm saying? I think it will throw off the psyche of Mac Jones.
Especially him.
That's possible. But you know what, though? You know what I would say to my rebuttal to your rebuttal? Mac Jones is probably going to be involved in this process. I mean, Tom Brady even was involved in game planning processes at a young age. So I think that they're going to be willing to give that to their starting quarterback, even though, in my opinion, Mac hasn't necessarily earned it 100%. But I think that they will take into account like what he thinks works and what doesn't work. And I mean, you're right. Like it could go wrong. Honestly, I'm not high on this Patriots team. I've never once been like, I think that this team could have like the Patriots are going to lose this year, but I do think the Patriots are going to lose this year. And I don't think it's going to work no matter what they do. So honestly, if I was them, I actually would go with the rotating idea, but only because I know that in my head, I'm like, we're probably not going to be successful this year. I need to figure out on my staff who I can rely on to call plays because like I got to figure this problem out eventually. So I might as well deal with it now.
Yeah.
What do you think, French?
All I'm going to say is I don't like the Patriots. I don't like Belichick, but we can't never doubt Bill Belichick.
I'm going to doubt him for the first time ever. And I really am. Like I've never been like, this shit isn't going to work to Bill Belichick, but this shit is not going to work, dude.
I don't
Your draft picks. He has so many busts. Like the last 5 years of their draft picks have not been good. You went and blew all your money on 2 tight ends, okay? Not even elite tight ends. Like Hunter Henry, like I'll put him in category of very good. Jonnu Smith, okay to good.
Yeah.
So I just don't get.
I do think this year though
they set up for success.
This year I don't think they'll succeed. They're drafting. Is Neil Harry still on the team?
Yeah, and he's
now.
Requested. This is the second time, the second offseason he's requested a trade. Okay, but nobody wants him. Who the fuck wants N'Keal Harry? He hasn't done anything. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I think the new one will be Cole Strange, but we'll see what they do with him.
Exactly. And then you take somebody like Cole Strange, like, I'll say this. Bill Belichick is a very confident man, all right? I'll give him that because after all these misses, you're still over here swinging for whatever the hell you want. And wow. So we'll see, man. I mean, I hate to doubt somebody that great, but I am doubting them this year. I do not see them making the playoffs, and I actually see them having a losing record.
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, AFC is tough, though. AFC
is really tough right now. And everybody else got better in the AFC. The Patriots got worse.
Yep.
So I don't see how. I don't see how they do it.
And I feel like it's a sophomore slump incoming for Mac Jones. You know what I'm saying? We might see a little drop off there.
Duval.
But speaking of Duval,
Okay. Time for the voice of the Jaguars, people.
Hold on. Welcome, the voice of the Jaguars, Kiefer Gazar.
Thank you. Yes, I applauded myself. But really what I'm applauding is we are getting our first round running back for week 1. Probably week 1 of the preseason because he has been fully cleared for contact. So they're just going to have to start acclimating him back into this offense. I am so pumped to see what this guy can do, honestly. Really am. I'm really pumped to see what he can do. He's going to be in line for a big year, I think, because listen, okay, he was a first-round pick. All right, obviously we still have James Robinson, but James Robinson got hurt very badly at the end of last year. Yep. So this is going to be Travis Etienne's backfield for at least like the first. I could not imagine a scenario where James Robinson came back within the first 8 weeks. So it's like, dude, you have those first 8 weeks to literally ball and steal this job. And I love James Robinson, but I hope he does steal the job because I mean, I want these guys to be really good. So really hoping that that's gonna work out great. And then another thing that I wanted to touch on that's kind of been bothering me, and I keep hearing it with the Jaguars organization, and I just so Doug Peterson specifically always talks about, like, because of everything that happened with Urban, like, we're gonna have to help heal these players, and I just hate that. I really hate that. Yeah, like heal their trust in the organization, like trust in the coaches, like that kind of camaraderie. But I just hate that so much because I'm like, bro, these are grown-ass men, all right? This is a freaking job. You're getting paid. You better give me your goddamn full effort, okay? Damn, how much money we got to get your full effort? So just throwing that out there. But listen, we need to be healed now. Let's get this thing popping. We got Travis Etienne back. Minicamp starting up. Trevor's saying all the right things on these press conferences. So not really much Jaguar news. That's really it. That's the only news that I really
I'm not a Jags fan, but I'm happy for Etienne. But I'm happy because he plays for the Jags because he let him come their child.
What'd you just say?
His brother comes to the place for Florida now. And I feel like he probably couldn't afford it.
Oh, yeah.
Plays for Duval. So I know Gator big deal.
Oh man, your mic's all messed up now.
Is it,
but
bro?
You're good now.
I think it might be you moving your computer around.
Yeah, you were moving. You're good. But I'm with you, Kiefer. I'm excited, and I'm with you, French. I think this guy, like, we saw him in Clemson, you know, and the dude was a flat out playmaker. Like, that's just what he was. He was a freaking playmaker, and with him and Trevor back at it again, finally on the field together at the same time. Like, I'm excited to see it. You know, even though Urban Meyer was a freaking disgraceful, we don't want to. We already talked about him enough. He made this pick, I think, solemnly on Trevor Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? This was the only Clemson weapon that Urban Meyer drafted with Trevor. I'm excited. I want to see how he does and just stay freaking healthy.
Yes.
Golly. The Arizona Cardinals are our mid-season Hard Knocks. Now, I really am excited about this because we have Detroit as a fucking preseason.
I'm pumped for Detroit.
No, screw them.
Dude, nope. You're tripping, bro. Dan Campbell is going to be great. I know we already talked about this, but I just can't believe how down you are on this year's Hard Knocks. Like, this one is going to be awesome, bro.
No.
MCDC?
MCDC these. I'm not going to say it, but no. You already know
Motor
why I don't
City
like
Dan Campbell?
You know why I don't like them. You know why. Go, Pack, go.
It doesn't matter. You're a Packers fan. You should honestly love them. How would you hate them as a Packers fan? They've done nothing but get destroyed every year.
They're still my rival. I still hate them. Okay?
It's not a rivalry.
But now, it's not. It's really not. No one's a rivalry in my division,
Nobody in just the Lions don't have fucking rivals, all right? Their rivals are like the Jags, the Jets, That's the only rivals the Lions can have.
But I think Arizona mid-season, that's going to be a fun one. Now, my question is this going to be after DeAndre Hopkins is back? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, because the midseason one follows you, so they start in like November, and it'll follow you through your playoff run. Like if you make it to the playoffs, they'll keep going. The Colts just didn't make it to the playoffs. Listen, I love this pick for the midseason one, and for one reason in particular. All right, if the Cardinals blow this shit again in the second half of the season, it's going to be right there for all of America to see, baby. Third time in a row. That will be real interesting to see. You can,
all eyes on
if
you,
that
Kyler.
starts happening. Just listen, like if that starts happening, if they like say week 10 hits, they lose 3 in a row. The frustration is going to build so much because it's the third year in a row that this has happened to them. So I'm incredibly interested to see this. And actually, Steve Kimes, the Cardinals GM, he was on Pat McAfee show today, and he was talking about Hard Knocks, and he brought up a really good point that like nobody has ever said before. And I was like, So, most people don't want Hard Knocks around, right?
I know.
And they're normally like, I don't want this camera crew here, blah, blah, blah. Well, Steve Kimes was like, I don't want Hard Knocks, but only, he was basically joking. He was like, I only don't want them there because like I eat a lot of pizza and like I do like these fat ass shit. He was basically like, I'm going to have to up myself up a little bit around the camera. And, but he was like, honestly, I kind of think it's good for the team because the camera's always on now. Like they're going to work harder in practice because they don't want to be caught on camera, like bullshitting around. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's kind of like when you're at your job and like the big boss is watching, like the whole world is watching. The big boss is honestly the media because they can ruin your career. If you screw something up on camera like that, they could ruin your career. So, I thought he brought up a good point. Nobody ever talks about that, but with the camera on, people should, in theory, be more accountable.
Yeah, I remember. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I just want to see it so I can see what they talk about with D-Hop. So I just want to see if D-Hop's around. I know he probably can he be at the facility when suspended?
He can be there for preseason. The suspension will start week 1.
Okay, so
which is nice for him though, because like if he's coming off injury and he's not ready, I'm assuming they're gonna let that count as a week. I don't see how you could not. You could literally just pretend like you were ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
So,
true. And then we get to see the Kyler drama and all that's going on. So I mean, it's gonna be
only if he doesn't get a deal before then.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's funny how like tapped in Pat McAfee is with this team because him and Cliff are like they're boys, man. That Cliff was over here like flaunting his suit and all this stuff. Yeah, and then he got the GM on there. Like, damn, Cliff was actually
who Cliff is best friends with is Peter Schrager. Really? And I'm pretty sure Peter Schrager is like who introed them. But
okay. That's
but
cool,
him and Peter are like biffle friends, like best buds friends.
I'm excited to see what Arizona does. I hope it's like it's on me, but I didn't really watch too much of the Colts mid-season Hard Knocks. But I feel like this season with Arizona is going to be very interesting.
People are going to tune in.
Yeah, exactly. People are going to tune in. But French, while you're here, I know this is your favorite player. Hall of Fame. Let's just hold on. Let me introduce him. Hall of Fame. Finally, he should have been first ballot, by the way. First ballot. We all agree on that one.
Thank you.
Hall of Fame wide receiver T.O. is selling some wine all over the internet. Kiefer, elaborate on this.
Yeah, so dude, this was actually hella funny. So I was just like, I'm new on social media, in case you guys don't know.
Yes,
and I'm just playing around on it. I'm just playing around. I'm looking on some shit. I saw 3 different posts, bro. Like 3 different posts. And it was like, it wasn't T.O.'s post. It was just like a random post. Like one of them, I remember one of them was like, would you rather have a lifetime of free beer or a lifetime of free weed? And he comments on it and he's like, why not wine? And then and he like has like his website and everything. And I saw another post. I don't remember what all the posts were, but he just kept dropping his shit in these comment section. So then I added him on Facebook and I look and his profile picture, his profile was so full with this wine. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna click on this wine because it looked real fancy. All right. The wine's called it's called 81. So I mean, shocker, right? It's called 81. It looks really good. All right. And let me start by saying I was like, I go on the website, I look at it, it looks real fancy, and I'm like, man, I bet this wine is so expensive. I go over to the cart, I'm like, let me see how much this wine is. Actually wasn't too bad. It was $40 for a regular bottle. So that's not bad at all, right? But this is so weird to me. So then there's a different version of the bottle. It's the same wine. The difference is the bottle. And the difference in the bottles, T.O. has a printed signature on one.
Ooh,
one of them has a printed T.O. signature on it. And keep in mind, this is just a printed signature. It's not him signing every single one. The price on this that bottle, the upcharge one with T.O. signature, $135, dude. Like $100 upcharge on a printed signature. I'm like,
French about to buy that right now.
135. That's it.
Oh man, you're okay.
Right French big money over there. Okay, French big money. Okay.
Since I've known them for a long time, Max. Since they've known me, my favorite player is Terrell Owens, hands down, no matter what. Period. Yeah. So anything he does, I support.
So are you gonna buy this wine bottle?
Yes, I will. And come to find out, today is National Wine Day.
Oh, is it really?
Yes, it is. That's wild. I did not know that. Today is National Wine Day, and T.O.'s wine, I think it's called 81 Vino, whatever it's called. I don't know. But whatever T.O. does, I support. And shout out T.O. Just market and just doing what he has to do.
Everyone in the chat right now.
Bro. You better show me that bottle if you buy. Are you going to drink some of it, or are you just going to?
I'll cherish it. I'll cherish it.
Yeah.
I'll cherish
it. If you buy that one, if you buy that one, I'll buy the $40 one, and we can just drink it and try it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I like that. Everyone
So I this is why I would be interested in trying it too, because also on the normally when an athlete puts out something like this, I'm not trying to be a dick, but it normally ends up sucking. Like the product normally sucks, and I feel like their name normally makes it live. But with his wine, in the comment section on his post about it, they were good. Like people were like, I love this wine. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't on this sucks type shit. So I'd actually be interested in trying it.
I'm looking. Oh, shout out T.O. man.
Hey,
T.O.
Everyone in the chat right now, just put a little wine glass for T.O. You know what I'm saying?
That's T.O. man.
That's dope, man. I don't drink wine. I'm not a wine drinker.
Somehow watch this. You should sponsor us.
Oh, he's
watching
about
your wine all the time.
All we will drink will be his wine.
We share the same birthday too. Shout out to you. Same birthday day. My favorite player.
Oh yeah? Well, guess what? I share a birthday with Harry Potter, so I'm the fucking chosen one, pal.
There you go.
You know who I share a birthday with? King Kendrick. That's all I gotta say.
Respect.
French.
Respect.
You already know what time it is today.
You already know, Mr. Morale, big stepper.
All right, we're almost done here, guys. We got a couple more topics here. Just touch on this. Ravens signed Kyler Fuller, VTech Nation, by the way. Ravens secondary is loaded again.
Yeah, it is, dude. Damn. And I was thinking about it because I had to look at their depth chart after they signed him. So Jimmy Smith, he's unrestricted free agent right now. I don't think they're going to re-sign him. If they do, it's definitely going to be to a smaller role. But yeah, man. I mean, when I looked at their depth chart, I was like, I did not realize how much depth you guys have, and that's going to be great for them as long as everybody comes back healthy. Because obviously they lost people last year. Marcus Peters was out for the whole year, but they should have them back. I mean, him and Humphreys is 1 and 2. I mean, that's great. And then you got Fuller as your nickel. But listen to these safeties as well, all right? Because as we know, they drafted Kyle Hamilton this year. Okay.
Yep.
Then they signed Marcus Williams to that big ass deal, and also they have these two guys I kind of forgot about. They have Chuck Clark, who is definitely a starting caliber safety. Yep. I mean, I think he had a game last year with 2 picks. He's solid, dude.
He's a beast.
And then, and also, you guys remember Tony Jefferson's still on that team, man.
I forgot about him.
They got mad depth at the defensive back position. I was really impressed when I looked at it. I was like, man, that is a squad back there.
When I got the update about Kyle Fuller, I was just confused because he's a starting cornerback, and he was on the Bears first, right? And the Bears didn't want to re-sign him. So then he went to the Broncos. So I'm just wondering why he can't stay at a place. Probably because he's in VTech. I don't know. But
oh, come on now, don't Don't throw shots at the fucking college, man. VTech Nation, stand the hell up. You know we produce safeties and corners. But yeah, with Kyler Fuller, I mean, he's just getting older. That's basically all it is. You know, teams don't think they have that step anymore. But I think he will make the team.
Oh,
You know
definitely.
what I'm saying?
Especially he can be a nickel. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And that secondary is looking loaded. So that's what I was saying, touching on the Lamar Jackson take earlier. I was like, the defense is there, man. The defense is definitely there, and they're gonna be good.
Yep.
If Lamar can stay healthy, and if the team can stay healthy, Jesus, they had so many injuries last year. My God, I can't that's why I can't take away from them missing the playoffs at all, because how many injuries they had.
Yeah.
I mean, when you lose Lamar Jackson, bro, you're probably not making the freaking.
You're
playoffs.
done. Yeah, you're done. I mean,
And
Tyler
that
Huntley
secondary
did.
I'll never forget.
Huntley did well.
Me and
Tyler
Gizzy
Huntley did well.
both said that he was a free agent. We would take Tyler Huntley as a backup quarterback.
Hell yeah.
When he came
He's on the
through,
Cardinals now.
Yeah, when he came through, he was like, "Wow, he got some potential."
Hell yeah, he does. All right, for the last topic, Kiefer, I want you to take this away because you know more of this than what I do.
Yeah, so this just I just had to call McAfee out on this, man. I love your show.
Oh,
I love your show. I really
that's
do.
our
I love
boy.
your show.
Hey,
but
we watch
this
him.
is the first time he ever did something, and I was like, that kind of fucking annoyed me.
Okay.
Like, so basically, and let me start by like, he's not wrong. All right. So basically, there is another group that started at random channel, and they just started taking Pat McAfee show clips and just like clipping this shit up. That and some other some Barstool show, basically doing both of those and just clipping it up and reposting the videos as like new videos. And this guy, I guess, like McAfee started like looking into it, and he's made like 150K off of McAfee's videos.
I didn't know. Okay, see, I didn't know.
And let me first of all, let me start by saying also shout out to that fucking guy. Okay, who did fucking nothing and made 150K. All right. I just think that McAfee was mad about it, and I understand why, because it's like this guy's fucking taking your shit and he's like making it his own essentially. Yeah. But this is the thing that I felt like. So he started like ranting about how hard he's worked to get here and how like this guy basically this guy's gonna say like he's just advertising, he's offering free advertising, and he said something about the guy, like he talked to somebody and that guy told him that like a lot of people watch his show because of that guy and like all this shit. And he was basically just like, this guy doesn't know how much I've put into this, and he's just stealing my shit and blah, blah, blah. And like, dude, I understand that you've put a lot into this, but like, let's not bullshit right now. You had the NFL as your starting platform for people to know who the fuck you were. This shit was way easier for you than it would be for a random Joe like me and you guys. Like, we're not playing on the same level. And for that guy to have done that, like, bro, this kid, he was like, I guess this guy's like in his teens, like he's like 19, like college type kid. Like, bro, for that guy to have done that, like, I mean, dude, what do you expect, bro? I mean, he's a person. You didn't stop him while he was doing it. This is partially your fault. Because, bro, if you're that guy, I don't even give a shit if you sue me, dude. Take some of the money. At least I got something. Like, I made something out of nothing. And I just felt like he was not very understanding of that person's position. Like, he didn't actually do anything to harm you. He just clipped up videos and you didn't do anything about it. So it's partially your fault.
Yeah.
And he started riding his own nuts too. That's what was like really bugging me. And he did it all because some internet trolls called him a sellout. And he's just dude, he did like an hour of ranting on the situation.
Oh, wow.
Like, I'm not bullshitting you, like a whole hour talking about it. And my thing is like, and he was like it seemed like partially salty towards like fans because they called him a sellout or whatever for like saying basically he's going to come after this dude. Just he's not gonna like, I don't think he's gonna like take his money, but he's gonna make him stop doing his shit. I don't necessarily know sue him. I just know that he's gonna make that guy stop cutting his videos. Like he's done letting him do that and not doing anything about it. But he was mad at the internet trolls for calling him a sellout, and I'm like, bro, you're a former football player that has like a really popular sports show on YouTube, and you're over here tripping about like random people on Twitter. I just feel like when you're famous like that, like there's obviously going to be people with differing opinions, and some people aren't going to like you, dude. Like more people know who you are. That's just bound to happen. And you making a big ass deal about it. Like honestly, you shouldn't. I wouldn't have even brought the shit up, bro. Like, you could have just handled that in private. You didn't even need to fucking do shit about it. I don't know.
I
Just
agree.
weird to me.
Yeah. I'm just
That's
shocked
crazy.
you said something negative about Pat.
Yeah,
I do.
right?
I love his
like,
show,
oh.
dude. This
I'm
was
shocked.
the first
I'm
time
shocked.
where I watched him and I was like, wow, you are really being a fucking baby about this, bro. Like, I mean, it's $150K. You just signed a $20 million deal, man.
Yeah.
More.
Like, you got the money.
More.
And
More.
honestly, like, have you even reached out to this guy and asked him for any money? Like, what if you reached out to him and he was like, oh, dude, fuck yeah, here's $75K. Take half of it. Like, you don't even know that he won't do that. So, like, I just feel like he was being ridiculous.
What he should have done is invited him to the fucking
To
show.
the show. I
Yeah.
know, right?
That'd
That's what I was thinking. That's what I like. Bring him on the show. But basically, he was this is why internet people were calling him a sellout. The people that are calling him a sellout were saying he should just hire him. Like, he should just bring him on the show, since that became such a pop, like, not necessarily on the show, but like hire him to do it for him, since he obviously built up this page and got a bunch of people, like, and he didn't actually do anything. So, and he was like, I don't want to do that because, like, I got to hire this guy because he's stealing my shit. But yeah, I mean, I get his standpoint. Like, I understand why you're upset about it, but it's the way you're reacting to me is childish.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I didn't see that, but I want to look that up now. But I mean, he has to realize you're on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like,
People
you're not like
all the time. Exactly.
Yeah, you're not like.
And the fact that you didn't come after, that's my thing. Like, bro, like, he can't do that to Fox and like Bleacher and shit like that, because you know why? Because they're gonna stop it from happening. You didn't stop it. So in my opinion, that gives you blame. You knew it was happening, and you did nothing about it.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, this is the end of the show. Thank you guys for tuning in this long. We had a solid 3 to 4 views the whole time. So appreciate you, French, for real.
Of course,
thank you for watching
I got
us. You know, the ticker's on the bottom if you want to check us out on social media. If you're on Apple Podcasts, check us out on YouTube, on MaxCoverage TV. You already know what time it is. One word.
Twitter, TikTok,
no
everything,
space.
MaxCoverage. No big deal.
MaxCoverage TV, man.
French, I got you all the time. I got you always.
Yeah. You're always welcome. You're always welcome to come in. Appreciate you coming by. This is going to be the end of it. I'll see y'all when I get back from vacation, baby. I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Oh,
Celtics,
my God. Y'all better win. Y'all better
Let's
win
go.
This game. This is a must-win game.
It's a must-win. It is. We got to get it. We got to get it done.
All right, man.
All right,
Good seeing y'all,
we're
boys.
out of here.
Peace.
Peace.